might get a paper cut. Although that one looks like a check.
Almost all of it. Well,
Jake gets the good snacks in his.
the honorable.
If I had more employees.
Are you still honorable after you open it?
Oh, literally, other than the consent agenda, there's nothing on here.
No?
You got it.
Well, I feel like
You weren't
sometimes I
kidding.
go to things like that, and I'm just like, wow, that was so useful, and I made so many.
Okay, let's call the meeting to order if we can. We'd like to welcome you to our city council meeting. We appreciate your attendance here. We'll begin by having our invocation by Councilmember Millsap and a pledge by Councilmember Ellingson.
Our dear Father in heaven, we are grateful to live in such a beautiful place with so many great people. We are especially grateful that we did not have any really bad wildfires the last few days. We're grateful for the freedoms that we were able to celebrate and our history here in Springville and in the United States in general. Please bless us tonight that we'll be able to honor those who deserve honor, and please bless all of our staff's efforts in the coming weeks as they work on the great projects that they are chipping away at. And this we pray in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Please recite with me the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I need an approval for the meeting's agenda as outlined.
I move that we approve the agenda as written.
Okay, I need a second.
I'll second.
Oh, wait,
There's
we-
something we gotta pull off the consent agenda. We
With
need
the
to,
removal of
We can do that now, or we can do that later, whichever way you want.
the cleaner.
If you'd like to amend your motion.
As long as that's not messy, yes, I'll amend my motion to approve the agenda with the exception of removing item number 3 from the consent agenda.
Very good. Need a second?
I will second again.
Okay, those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed? Well, we welcome everyone here. If you have an interest in addressing the city council, you're welcome to do so. There are some forms out in the foyer, and if you'd like to get that information over to Kim so that she can get that to me, that would be wonderful, and we welcome you to have a chance to speak with us. So, what an honor! You're sitting on the back row. Don't come right on up and Miss Springville, Mapleton, and my presentation. So.
Hello, it's so nice to be here. I'm Lainey. I just barely got crowned back in March, and so my service initiative this year is Moms and Minis, and basically what that is just presenting the need to be aware of the moms in our community who have struggled with hospital visits, infertility, and having babies in the NICU. So I'm currently working on a project to collect donations and funds for the hospital. I'm working close with the Orem Hospital to bring supplies and money and things like that to them. So I'm just looking around the city and where I can put drop boxes for that. So yeah, that is my current project right now.
Very good. Well, how can we help you?
I did want to ask you, do you know of anywhere currently that would be a great Dropbox area or somewhere where the city can gather and just bring supplies, or a general area that would be willing to have that project there?
What kind of supplies are you looking for?
Just money donations, or even I have a flyer, but it's blankets, bottles, just baby supplies, baby clothes, stuff like that.
Troy, help us just a little
Maybe
bit.
there's a better spot, but I wonder if Jessica Maxwell on the library staff, maybe
wonder
that
if the library,
dovetails
yeah.
with the Springville Cares.
Yeah, most of our properties don't have those. Several of the schools locally have collection containers at them, and then some private businesses have them in their parking lots as well. So you just find a convenient place and talk to the owners of the property. Probably the best way to do it.
Awesome. Well, thank you. And I also just wanted to let you guys know, if there is anything around the city that's needed, my royalty and I are super ready to just help and do whatever. So.
You're great. Well, with you volunteering, we're happy to put you to good use. I've told this to through the years, the royalty, is that you don't know what position you have, and you're on a pedestal with young women. I have 5 granddaughters, and they watch the royalty, and they watch what you do, and they watch how you act and how you treat people. So we appreciate your willingness to care for others and to be an example to my granddaughters and to the young women in our society. So thank you very much.
Thank you. That means a lot to hear.
Yeah.
I'll try my best.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will. Thank you so very much. And if you need any coordination, Patrick or Troy, we're here to help you and assist you. And if I can be of any help, then let me know, okay?
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we have one comment, Tim Parker. I think you know the routine.
I do.
3 minutes, so, yep.
Tim Parker, 2310 South State Street, Springville. And just a quick reminder to the council, it's really hard for the YouTubers to hear you guys' voices quite a bit. I know you've been told that before, but it's really difficult to hear some of the voices. All right, so what I'm here for, let me put my glasses back on. All right, July 25th of July of 1925, or 2025, Dry Creek Council voted to approve the Dry Creek development. And everybody, I believe, except for one individual was on that vote, and it was approved. In that vote and in that overlay, there's no HIM, there's no heavy industrial zone in that area. There's no MPS, no material processing overlay in that zone. And yet we still have one a year later. February 24th of this year, the Planning Commission unanimously voted to remove that overlay. 2 months later, the City Council at a work meeting, so I'm sure everything's been vetted. You guys had plenty of time opportunity to talk about it. We are almost 5 full months from the time that the Planning Commission voted to remove the overlay, and we still haven't got it on the schedule. Now, I've had some interaction with people who have given me dates, and those dates have come and went. So I'd like to know who delivers or who decides the schedule overall, the agenda. Would the buck stop with you, Mayor?
Well, this isn't an interaction. This
Would the
is
buck
just for
stop with you, though?
This is for you to make a statement.
Okay, well, I believe the buck stops with the mayor as far as making the agenda schedule. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Besides myself, there's like 200 acres that is under the overlay. And it's obvious that this overlay is not going to be approved to anybody else. It's been rejected twice. I don't know what the downfall is, what's taking so long to get this voted on and get it over with. I have some vacation time I'd like to take off. I don't dare do it because I don't know when the schedule is going to happen. I can't sell my house to anybody without honestly saying, hey, there's an overlay on my property. There's a heavy industrial overlay on my property. See that concrete crushing down the road? That could happen to my house. That could happen to my neighborhood. And I don't think we want to have that happen. Also, we don't even have sewer out there. How are we going to develop Dry Creek if we don't have the infrastructure in place to bring people in, to bring businesses in? You're not going to attract anybody. Heck, there's not even a welcome sign until you hit the bridge. A half mile or a mile past the time Springville's boundary, you don't even know you're in Springville. That's all I've got.
Okay, thank you. If you want some direction, Josh Yost. Okay, we have also a gentleman by the name of John Wells.
Good evening, Mayor Packard and council members. I'm here tonight because every time I drive through our city and see those flock safety cameras on our public poles, I keep thinking about what we were told when they were first presented to this council. Chief Height and Greg from Flock Safety stood right here on September 2022 and painted a picture we could all understand. Police head counts are declining, crime is on the rise, and we need technology to capture objective evidence and rebuild community trust. They proposed a modest pilot, just 2 cameras, one at 1400 North in Maine and the other 400 South near Walmart. They assured us that they were very sensitive to privacy, no people or facial recognition, no traffic enforcement. The data would not be kept or sold, and it would be used only by law enforcement for legitimate investigations like stolen or wanted vehicles. That sounds reasonable. I think most of us would agree. Here and in dozens of other cities that heard that exact same speech, they agreed. Even with our own published Springville Police Department ALPR policy, looks protective on paper, yet when we partner with Flock's national network, those local safeguards do not bind Flock as a third party. In practice, the system has repeatedly expanded beyond what cities expected. Flock's own roadmap now includes short video clips, AI review, and image tagging, and microphones that listen for gunfire or human distress, for now. The data is shared far beyond our local police, with other cities, county, state, and sometimes even with federal agencies without our explicit local approval. The assurances haven't held up elsewhere. Cities that installed the system for the same reasons we did quickly face serious problems. In Dunwood, Georgia, Flock employee and sales staff were caught viewing live feeds from parks, schools, playgrounds, and a Jewish community center, treating public cameras like a sales demo. In Wisconsin, officers in Milwaukee were investigated and disciplined for using the system to stalk ex-partners and personal acquaintances. In Albany, officers were arrested for personal misuse. Flagstaff, Arizona, Santa Cruz, Mountain View, and South Pasadena, California, Eugene and Springfield, Oregon, Cambridge, Massachusetts, and Woodburn, Oregon all started with limited programs like ours and later terminated contracts after discovering unauthorized federal access, data used to track sensitive travel such as abortion care across state lines, and other backdoor queries that their councils never approved. Even when cities vote to end the program, problems continue. Cameras sometimes stay up longer than expected, historical data lingers in searchable networks, and contract terms have changed to give Flock broader perpetual rights to the information. What started as a promised narrow privacy-respecting pilot is now part of a nationwide system that has already produced exactly the abuses we were assured would never happen here. I would recommend that we cancel our relationship with a company that views the Fourth Amendment as something to be circumvented for profit. Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Thanks.
Anyone else? Okay, if there's nothing else, we appreciate those comments. We'll move to the consent agenda, and with the removal of item number 3, any questions on item number 2 and number 4? Okay, hearing none, I'm open for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda with the removal of number 3.
Okay, I need a second.
I will second that.
And with no ordinance, that would be just a roll call, not a roll call vote, just a regular vote. Okay, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Very good. What do we need to be brought up to date on in relationship to utility board, par board, community board? What do we need to do?
I don't have anything.
Okay.
I was not at the utility board meeting last month, but we have another utility board meeting tomorrow morning. We're going to be doing some training with the board where they get a really in-depth look at our water system. So we're going up to the city compound on 4 South and going to get a really nitty-gritty. Last month it was in-depth training on the power system and all of the different overlapping layers of power management.
Very good. Mindy, anything on community board or Jake? Oh, yeah, sorry.
Oh, I have par board.
Yes, you do.
Tell you about that. Par board met at the golf course this month, or last month, June, because this took place during the primary election, and we got to see the new clock that was installed using the par grant that was given for that purpose, and it's pretty neat. They were also given an overview of some of the long-range planning that the department has for projects within the city for parks and maintenance and upgrades and those sorts of things. And there's a lot of support on the PAR board for supporting the Parks and Recreation Department and their projects. So I think that was helpful for them to get an idea of what's already planned and budgeted for.
Very good. Community board?
I don't have anything.
Okay.
We haven't been able to meet. No changes from our consultants, so we're just waiting to meet again after they have reviewed all of our feedback.
So we're waiting for the master plan to be redone, or not the right word, but the revised. Is that correct, Josh? I can give you just a little update. Yep, that'd be great. I think the rest of the council would be interested in it.
Yeah, I actually had a 1 hour meeting that turned into a 2 hour meeting this morning with one of the principals from the firm that we're working with, who is going to take over the project, and is our current time frame is that I'm going to provide him some structured comments on a couple topics in the next week, and then he is going to undertake a redraft and provide back a Word document by the end of July with a restructured implementation section to begin so that we can review the right deliverable. The document we have now has proved problematic for reviewing because of some fundamental questions we've had that haven't been addressed. But I was very buoyed by the meeting this morning. We were very much speaking the same language, and he committed to making sure that we get this across the finish line in the right way. So we're going to see a pretty heavy redraft and then just a text document back by the end of the month. Then we'll have some discussion with community board in August.
So who's taking it over?
His name is Nick Davis. He's one of the 3 partners of the firm.
It's a good sign, isn't it?
Yes.
Very good. Questions for Josh about that?
Well, we're excited. Will we have to redo all of those meetings? Is it going to be a significant redraft in that we have to review them again as much time as we've taken so far?
I think it will go faster.
Okay.
I was very encouraged by the fluency with the process that Nick displayed today, and his understanding of where the hang-ups are, even having not been involved in the project, but just reviewing it briefly in preparation for our meeting. He didn't push back or contest that our concerns or struggles were unwarranted, and he laid out a pretty straightforward process to fix the fundamental issues that we have. And I think our review will be much easier, because I think there'll be a much better basis that we're working on, and it'll probably be much more text, kind of tone and drafting, and hey, can we change this a little bit? And I think most of the systemic concerns that the community board has expressed and that other staff reviewers have expressed will be addressed.
Did a new timeline come out of that? Is there a estimated time when they want to present?
Yes, our very hopeful timeline is to have that draft Word document, text document by the end of the month. Have our review work in August, and then work towards Planning Commission in potentially October, November, and hopefully City Council before the end of the year.
Okay, awesome.
Very good. Any other items? Yes, Mike?
I just thought of another one, just to bring the rest of the council up to speed. You and Councilmember Ellingson and I met with Representative Kennedy yesterday, discussed 3 items in particular. One was the railroad, which to me wasn't too encouraging, but maybe be helpful. You might want to address that. We also discussed the Forest Service Land Exchange. Hopefully they can be helpful with that, but that is coming along. John has a meeting scheduled tomorrow at 4. I'll be attending that with the consultant, I believe. Is Matthew going to be there as well?
Will not. This is for us to strategize a little bit on
Okay.
a few things, the details.
Okay.
It is moving along, but it is moving, as everyone knows, very
Slow.
slowly. And having the government cut back and shut down and all that is really kind of pushing us away from it. I'm not trying to make excuses.
Yeah, yeah. No, I completely understand. But we did talk about that. He offered to give us a letter of recommendation to go along with the other 3 that we have, so that's good. And then we also discussed some active transportation. Your project in particular, the Spring Creek Trail,
Oh, cool.
and possibly getting some funding to help with that. It's not real encouraging, but there's an application form for funding that we can get that might help with that.
Okay, that's good to know.
I don't know, Karen, Mayor, do you have anything else you want to add to that?
No, just I reached out to Malloy's office and got some information on the process on their end.
I got it from your
Which-
daughter. Yeah.
I sent over.
That was cute.
When does that change take place?
January. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all I have.
Okay. Well, it was a very productive meeting, I thought, and we need to have other meetings with our representatives, but we're trying to actively be politically more involved, and I think it's a good thing to do. Representative Malloy, I think we have a great connection with Karen's daughter works for her, so it makes it so we, at least, and she'll be our new representative. And she's certainly reached out to me and to the city, so I think that we'll be able to have good conversation with her to see if we can enlist some help in these. I told Representative Kennedy that I think that you got another 2 years of reasonably favorable atmosphere back in Washington to get some of these land transactions done. And you just never know after that what could possibly happen with it. So, and the only other thing that I think would be good to do, and that is really to compliment Stacy and the whole city in relationship to the symphony that was done on the 2nd.
That was awesome.
You know, I don't know. I thought it was very appropriate for them to thank Stacy and her whole group and all the city for what took place. It was a remarkable performance. It was just really, really incredible. Those of you that were able to go to it. I'm not into symphony and I'm not into opera, but the performances were just stunning. I don't know how else to describe it. So 2 standing ovations, and we were all anxious to get up and do it because of the great talent that was done.
And the venue was perfect.
Doesn't get much.
I had no idea that field was so big.
Oh.
I mean, I thought maybe we can have a Woodstock.
Their count was 3,500.
Or 4,000.
Yeah, yeah. And the thing that Stacy introduced me to the director, and he said, I'm most interested in this, and he pointed to a young child, I don't know, probably 7 or 8 years old, said this is who we're trying to reach and touch in these concerts, reaching out to the different cities. And I said, you are welcome to come back. We would love to have you here. So everyone was well behaved, and people moved in and out pretty easily. And easily is not the right word, but to move 3,500 people, it was a pretty remarkable feat up a small, narrow canyon. So
I think it was close to 11 by the time Gina and I got out at the very end of this thing. But yeah, the cars were just sitting there. Everybody was quiet. There was no yelling, no honking. It was very peaceful, which is unusual for that kind of a situation where you have a long wait.
well, again, if there's a way to express appreciation to them, I would hope that you would do that, Stacy, and let them know how much we appreciated it.
There is a way. They sent out a survey.
Yes.
Did you guys see that? So I would encourage everybody that went, that signed up for the tickets, or that'd be there, that if you get that survey, fill it out.
Yep.
Let them know what you think. And one of the things they asked about was, where would you like to see this in the future? And I said, here.
Do it again, yeah.
Bring it here again.
Yeah.
So
Yep, the location's wonderful. Really was. Okay, if there's nothing else, then I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
I'll motion to adjourn.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Nobody wanted to leave.
Aye.
Opposed? Yeah,
Aye.
when there's this long
Aye.
pause, I'm thinking, okay.